Hi, welcome to Get Your Wig Out with Lola. I'm Lola, and this is our first video together. I started wearing wigs full-time about a year ago, and I can tell you at first, it was really overwhelming. There was a lot of information to kind of go through and figure out. So my hope in making these videos is I'm going to try to chunk the information and make it a little bit easier to digest about what you may need in a wig. So today we want to talk about specifically the types of fibers that you can choose for your wig. And the next video we'll talk about is the cap design. So hopefully this makes it a little bit easier for you. Just a little bit about where I started in my journey since I've been wearing wigs for about a year. I consider myself a very new wig wearer, so we will be learning lots of things together. But I started about 9 years ago. I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease and started losing a lot of hair. And through lots of tears and lots of frustration, I tried lots of things. I finally ended up at my colorist and asked her if I was a candidate for hair extensions because that's what I've heard of and that's what I knew. Sadly, she told me I did not have enough hair to have hair extensions. So I felt like that took me back to the drawing board. And I was so fortunate to stumble upon, and I do mean stumble upon, this whole community of wig wearers through YouTube and Facebook. And women wear wigs for many different reasons. I found lots of women just like me who had autoimmune disease, who had hormonal problems, who had alopecia, who have cancer that wear wigs. And it has been a game changer for me and my self-confidence. So hopefully this helps you in making a decision for yourself as well. So let's just dive right into it. So there are 4 different types of wig fibers. The first is the human hair wig. The second is a combination of human and synthetic. The third is a fully synthetic wig. And the fourth is a heat-friendly synthetic wig. Quick spoiler alert, I chose number 4. Ironically, I thought I would choose number 1, but I did not. So let's go into the pros and cons of each. So going back to the human hair wig, the pro is that it is human hair and it is beautiful. These wigs are beautiful wigs. They are gorgeous. They are very well made. If you get them from a reputable distributor. The con is that they are also quite expensive and they can range into the thousands of dollars. And for me, that was completely out of my price range. Also for me, 2 other cons was that the first was that I would have to style it regularly because it is a human hair wig. It's just like your human hair. You're going to have to style that wig pretty regularly. The second is that just like human hair, the color can fade or change, which means that you may ultimately have to have the color updated or redone. So you may think of that as a pro. For me, that was not a pro, that was a con. Also, another con for me was that being able to hold the wig in place, you usually have to use some type of adhesive or something to keep the wig from moving around on your scalp. So for me, that was a con. So now let's go to the second option that I mentioned, which was the human and synthetic combined wig. So the pro is that it takes down the cost some because you're adding some synthetic fibers in there. The cons for me remained the same. All of those things still had to take place for that combination human and synthetic wig. So let's move on to the third type, the synthetic wig. So the pro of a fully synthetic wig is that you take it out of the box, you shake it out, and it looks exactly like it looked on the model or on the people that you've seen their videos of trying on the wigs. So the style is already there and it's pre-styled and it stays styled, which is fantastic. The cons for me is that really there were 2. So when you take it out of the box, it may not look exactly like you want it to look. A curl may not be where you want it to be, or it's bunched where you don't want it to be bunched, or it's flopping in your face. You still need to be able to do something about that. So you can do something. A lot of people choose synthetic wigs, and that may be the choice that you go with because it may be the easiest thing for you to manage or deal with. But you still have to add some type of heat. And I don't mean heat like a curling iron or a blow dryer. I mean, you have to steam it. You have got to do something to move those fibers around to get them where you want them to go. So for me, that was a con. Also, these wigs often end up being a lot more shiny than a heat-friendly synthetic wig, which in my opinion, the ones that I have seen, and again, there are lots that I am completely unaware of, and lots of people wear them, is it has the shine, so it makes it look a little bit more wiggy. They do tend to be a little bit more shiny than those heat-friendly synthetic wigs. So you've got to do something to take that shine down. So that was not my choice. So finally, let's get to the choice that I made, which was the heat-friendly synthetic wig. I chose this because these wigs have come a long way. The fibers are beautiful, and many times I would beg to agree that they are just as beautiful as the human hair wigs. The colors are gorgeous, the styles are gorgeous, and the price is a lot less. So for me, that's a pro. You're going back to the price. So a price for a human wig is, like I said, in the thousands of dollars. So you can pay $2,500. I can get a heat-friendly synthetic wig for between $160 and $500, depending on if I find them on sale. I usually find them on sale. So the cost is quite a bit less. I also like that I can style the wig if I need to. If I get it in and it has a middle part and I want to be able to move the part around, I can very easily, spritz it with a little bit of water, use a wig comb and change the part. If I want to move it away from my face, I can use a little bit of heat with a heat tool at a certain low temperature, move it away from my face. Also, let's say I got a straight wig, and this is just through learning. Let's say I got a straight wig and I decided that I wanted to be able to curl her. I can spritz her, add curl to her, and change her up. So I don't have to have a lot of different wigs to have different looks. So to me, that was also good to be cost effective. So there are lots of things for you to think about when making your decision, but for me, these were very important things. I really thought I would choose a fully human hair wig when I was choosing my wigs, and I have to tell you, I surprised myself and did not. And I can also tell you, I get stopped all the time asking me who cuts my hair, who colors my hair, what type of styling tools do I use. So that also, I'm hoping, gives you some confidence in wig wearing. I wanted to share with you that the wig I have on today, I always like to tell you what I'm wearing, is Well Played by Raquel Welch and Shaded Cappuccino. So again, this is a wig that I wear very regularly. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video, which will be on cap design and choosing the right cap. And I can tell you there are lots of different caps out there, and you may choose one as your favorite, which I thought that would be what I would do. And I found that I like several different types of caps. So that will be our next video, and I hope to see you then. Thanks for joining me.